We're live.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. My name is Russ.
And I'm Carrie.
And we are the Roads We Roam.
I jumped in on that one.
I know, you did well. There it is. You got to turn your volume off, babe.
Oh, it is off. We're new.
All right, everybody. So how you doing? I see we've got one other person in there. I think we've got Sean in there right now.
Sean 1744. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean. How you doing?
Okay. So, this is our...
Ooh, I made that a strong one.
What did you make? I didn't even pay attention.
3 fingers of Jack and just a splash of Coke and 3 ice.
I'm the lightweight.
Sean says hello.
Strawberryta.
Oh, let's toast here.
Oh, yes.
Cheers, Sean. Sean, are you drinking anything?
Hey, Adventure Archaeology. Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Brandon. How's it going, man? What's he saying?
He said, what's going on, guys?
Same old. Enjoying life, man. We're still in Hartsville, Tennessee right now, and our little guy, Max, last night had dropped down to 25, and Carrie was overheating, I guess, because she's cracking the window. I'm like, are you crazy? It's 25 degrees outside.
Okay, hot flashes?
Yeah.
I don't know,
yeah.
But I was about ready to spontaneously combust. I have the side of the bed over by the water. I just saw Sean's comment. He's having water.
Water? More power to you.
But if you're familiar with the little guy Max, I'm not sure if you are, it's got the bed tucked into the cove, and I'm right up against the wall. Russ has the easy escape hatch there. Yeah. And we have Abby and Billy.
I'm where the bad guys are. If the bad guys come through, they got to get through me first. So.
Oh, hi, Miranda. Miranda's texting.
Miranda. Oh, yeah. Hi, Miranda. We'd rather have you than Brandon anyways. You're more fun.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet Miranda when we went out there. We're going to have to go back through that way. Then we'll all get together. Yeah,
she's a nice lady. She's a digger, too, just like you. She likes to detect. She likes to bottle dig.
Power to the women.
Woman power, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't take me long because I'd show them up, so that's why we did.
Yeah, you've showed me up on many occasions, too.
Just kidding. Beginner's luck several times. Yeah.
So, Sean, do you have a little guy Max? Are you looking at getting into camping, or are you metal detecting? I'm just curious how you might have found us.
While we're waiting for his reply, I just wanted to say this is kind of cool. We didn't have a chance to just sit and have drinks before we kind of started this lifestyle. Now, my ideal situation would be sitting out with a beach view with 70-degree weather. Didn't plan this part too well because it's kind of cold.
We had to come to Tennessee when it was nice and cold. But we're seeing family.
We're seeing family, but we are going to Florida.
So Sean metal detects.
You do. What do you use, Sean? I am a fan of the G2 Plus.
The G2 Plus. I use the T2 and the G2 Plus, just depending on what type of circumstance we're in. You know, if we're in the iron there, then I like the G2 Plus. If I'm wanting depth, then I go for the T2.
Well, for anybody that might be wondering, I avoided it for years. Years and years. Russ
I remember that first time I got you out there with a Tesoro Tejon. This is the woman who doesn't swear. Next thing I know, dropping F-bombs and stuff.
I think I actually tossed it for a fair distance as well. You know what? It was just too powerful, I think, of a machine. I didn't know enough of it at the time. And so the noise, it was beeping. And I couldn't figure out what the beeping was and what they all meant. And the G2 Plus just kind of fit. And I think also the timing of it, you know, I was ready to try to understand it.
Well, yeah, and you like relic hunting. You're not a beach, or I'm sorry, a park hunter. And that's where we were. We were in a park.
Well, that's the thing. I could find the smallest little thing, relic hunting, but trying to figure out who it belonged to or what era it was from. That's actually my most favorite part of metal detecting is the research to figure it out after.
Yeah, definitely.
But, oh, look at
Yeah,
Abby.
we got Abby here. I know you guys can't see her, but Abby's here, and little Billy is behind us. They all wanted to be on the show, so we're enjoying that.
Yeah, we reconfigured the dinette area a little bit here.
I like this. I think maybe we'll leave this. We'll get a, what's it called? A TV
Tray or
tray,
something like
yeah,
that.
and eat off of that because this affords a lot of extra room.
It's almost like a sofa.
Yeah.
Because the bed area only has like a little narrow entryway.
Mm-hmm.
When we had the dinette set up before, you were just facing one another.
Yeah.
This way we can
Yeah.
just kind of sit.
I think this configuration is really good for the little guy Max. I think all we need to do, we've kind of got all of our pillows over here, and it's still a little bit of a lean back. So maybe if we get one
More
of those.
pillows.
Yeah, I know. That's tough for you, huh? Twist your arm.
I have a pillow addiction, and he picked on me when I first got all of these, or brought them in as a necessary item.
Mm-hmm.
But they've come in handy.
Yeah, but I think what we need is a long one. You know, those body pillows,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that's a little bit thicker.
And then some
then I
side.
think it'll be really nice here. This is, I don't know, can we eat like this?
If we had a TV tray.
Yeah.
Plus, when we move to the nicer weather, we can move stuff outside and be outside more anyway.
Plus, it'll be a lot easier to get to the cable here.
Brandon says, "Sorry, I was driving. LOL. I had my wife doing my dirty work." Gee, I've never heard that before.
Just bring Miranda back, Brandon.
No, I do have to say. So we got to explore Nashville today. It was a cloudy, cool day, but we had nothing else to do.
It reminded me of Vegas with a cowboy hat. Is what like the Strip with a cowboy hat.
It was. I liked music everywhere. I
Yeah.
mean, it was fantastic. Yep. But we also wanted to check out, and this is where, Brandon, I'm going to give you a plug here. We were going to visit Antique Archaeology from American Pickers.
All right, we'll see you later, Sean. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
All right, bye. Oh, look, he called me a beautiful lady.
I'm going to have to
Thank
watch
you,
you.
Sean.
It's all red now.
I know, you made my night. Thank you, Sean. But no, we were looking at going to Antique Archaeology.
Yeah.
And I kept referring to it as Adventure Archaeology. I'm like, when are we going to Adventure Archaeology?
I know.
And Russ kept looking at me with this puzzled look.
Okay, we'll go back to Alabama.
So you have a catchy name, Brandon. I really like it.
Yeah, yeah. But no, what's that place called? American Archaeology? Whatever.
Adventure. No, that's
where the
Brandon.
Pickers are. Yeah, see? Well, whatever that store is that the Pickers are in, there in Marathon Motors building, was pretty cool. I mean, we actually saw some of the things that we've seen on the show.
On the TV shows, like the little Wolfman thing. Brandon said thanks. Yeah, we saw the little wolf baby. The one thing I did notice, there was a lot of people in there. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of buying. And
the prices were ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, even when they show on the shows, picked for this amount, expected to sell for this, well, they quadrupled the price.
Yeah, we're talking, picked for, sorry, I'm trying to read as I'm doing this.
I'm reading.
I know. I have to learn the roles here. Picked for, $275, value $500. No. I mean, it's like picked for $275. They're selling it for $2,750. I mean, it's really high.
Well, Brandon said American Pickers building is amazing, but the actual shop is so small. And you're right. It was very small. I was surprised.
Well, they have one in Ohio. Was he talking about the Ohio or the Nashville one?
He just said American Pickers building, so I don't know if he's been. Yeah, have you been to the Nashville one, Brandon?
Yeah, the shop in Nashville is pretty small.
Yeah, well, and I would imagine the one in Iowa.
I've heard about it. Iowa, yeah. I said Ohio, but I think you're right. It's Iowa.
Brandon's right. He said it's worth seeing, but basically a glorified T-shirt shop. Yeah, that's the only stuff I saw people buying. They were selling T-shirts, mugs, and rags interspersed with all their other stuff.
Now, we did see the one girl that is on the show. Not the dark-haired girl.
Not Danielle.
Not Danielle. We saw the blonde that's at the Nashville
And
one.
I don't know her name. But
Me either.
Russ got her on film. So
I
in our
did.
Faces
I did.
Places video tomorrow,
Yeah.
you'll get to see her on there.
Boy, I've got some editing to do.
You got a lot of work to do.
I know.
So don't drink too much of that.
I have to get up early, don't
Or
I?
it could be a
Boy,
very...
you just...
it could be a very interesting video. You know what? I should make him drink that, and then he can't go to bed tonight until he edits that video, and we'll see how it comes out.
See, everybody, now you see the real Carrie. She's a slave driver.
Hey, gotta get stuff done. We're on a schedule.
I thought it would be great having you as my boss. I'm second thinking this now. I'm having second thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask any of my former bosses. Jeff Puckett.
Yeah.
Ask him. I never gave him a moment's rest. He was the vice president, but I told him what to do.
So back to, RV stuff there. So we did go to the, to where, I almost did adventure archaeology. We did go to where American pickers are at in the Marathon Motors building here in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
I would caution if you're going there with a rig, be careful. There's not a whole lot of parking there. There's a lot of street parking, but I don't think you can park inside the parking lot areas. They're $3. It's pretty reasonable. It's $3 to park there.
Yeah, they had a dirt parking lot, but it would be tight if other cars...
Maybe if you had a Class B or a small Class C.
Yeah.
But anything else, travel trailer?
But the one thing I did notice, Nashville was really good with Lyft. They had advertising all over, so if you could find a place off-site,
yeah,
and then get a Lyft to pick you up and take you in around town, or if you park on the outer side and catch one of those trolleys that drop you off, you have an all-day pass,
mm-hmm.
and it drops you off into the downtown area and brings you down to that loop.
Yeah. So after Nashville here, we're going to be here until December 5th or so, I'm thinking. It's 5th, 6th.
We were going to head out earlier.
Yeah.
But our daughter is up in Louisville right now, and she's planning on coming through this way on her way back to LA.
Yeah.
So we're going to hang out a little bit, but we are not going to be boring and sit still and not do anything. We're going to
we're taking day trips. We got to get up to Gatlinburg. I want to go to Old Smoky's
So his is Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
I love the Old Smoky salted caramel whiskey.
That stuff is good.
It's like dessert.
Yeah. Oh, that stuff is good. That is just ice, and maybe you don't even need a splash of water. Just a couple things of ice.
No, but if you put it over vanilla ice cream,
yeah,
that is to die for.
I've never done that.
That has, I think, replaced. I used to be a big Kahlua fan. I still am, but not as much. If I had my go-to drink, it would be that salted caramel whiskey from Old Smoky.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's definitely good stuff. So that's one of the plans there, going off to Gatlinburg.
Wait a minute. If you hit Gatlinburg, be sure to go to Cades Cove.
I've heard of that. Is that a state park? It's probably a state park, knowing Brandon.
You know, Brandon gave us a really great recommendation. When we went through Alabama, I absolutely fell in love with Oak Mountain.
Oh, the campgrounds were great. We had full hookups there. Oh, we didn't have sewer, but you can buy sewer. We just elected to not do that, because I think we saved a couple of bucks.
And we were only there for 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
So we didn't need it at the time.
Yeah, so if you guys are ever going through Alabama, definitely look at hitting that Oak Mountain State Park. Nice campsites. The really cool thing about Oak Mountain State Park is that the campsites are separated by woods, and you can't even, we saw one person from our campsite.
That was in the loop we were in, and the other loop, they were a lot closer.
Go to the loop we were in. That's amazing.
The loop off to the right. I don't even know what it was called. He said, Cades Cove is a state park. It has a large loop you can drive to see deer and bear on.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I love deer. There's this...
we saw 3 this morning, right out in front of the camper here in your dad's yard.
My dad has a nice big property, and then there's rolling hills behind it, and the deer the mom and her little baby just came walking through.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite places, if you're ever in the Dells in Wisconsin,
oh, yeah.
the deer park. They let you
hundreds, if not
you
thousands
get
of deer.
the food, you get to walk through, and they just come right up to you and take food out of your hand.
I had a special deer following me around. He had that
Special.
dazed look in his face, buck teeth, but
So Brandon said tons of old cabins and hiking trails, just a beautiful place in general.
definitely.
Well, I will wholeheartedly take that recommendation because you hit it out of the park with Oak Mountain.
Yeah,
So we'll put
yeah,
that. And you know what? We haven't stayed at any of the national parks yet. We've stayed at a couple private campgrounds, chain campgrounds, and they're
Some
fine.
KOAs,
They're fine.
yeah.
But I prefer the state parks. I like how you have a little bit more room and you've got more nature rather than
Yeah,
kind of
the other ones, they just kind of look like a parking lot, you know, with a bunch of people pulled in with nice rigs.
Okay, he's laughing at us now. He says, it also has a really nice campground. You may want to stay there if your heating situation is fixed. Hey, we've got a workaround. We're resourceful.
Hey, as long as they have electrical. Woo-wee, I made that one strong. My goodness.
You gotta finish it and then edit.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting video.
That'll be a fun one.
Definitely.
The soundtrack may not be... You know, a lot of things people may not think about when they watch videos, especially our Faces and Places one. Going places is just not a normal way of doing it. I'll be walking down the street with him. Next thing I know, I'm talking to a stranger because Russ has stopped about 20 yards behind me.
Getting the shot, baby.
To take pictures
Getting
of
the
things.
shot. Well, this today, down in downtown Nashville, I stopped, and there were these pretty yellow ginkgo leaves on the ground.
They were gorgeous.
And so I told Carrie, I said, keep walking. I want to get this shot. So I got it very low, and then I took the ginkgo leaves, and I was kind of sprinkling them, trying to make the effect that they were falling down. And I get up, and this guy is walking by me, and I was like, oh, boy, here we go. So I just looked at him, and he said, I love the cinematography, man. You know, yeah, it's definitely something you got to get used to when we're trying to film our life out and about, because you're doing stuff. You're talking to a camera, and I'm always seeing people. When I've got it pointed back at me, I see people behind me, you know, like, what is he doing, you know?
Or if you're trying to get a shot, you know, opening a door or going through it, if it doesn't come out right the first time, to have to redo it and have it. I think you just really have to not be self-conscious. Mm-hmm. I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah.
A bit.
I've gotten over it because of my other channel, my metal detecting channel, where I used to, before I could afford the GoPros that stuck on your head, man, I was like duct taping things to my head and stuff, you know. And then I'm outside doing something that people consider nerdy anyways, metal detecting, but I've got all this extra camera equipment on me, so I'm past it. I can deal with it.
That's one thing I'm getting used to. This is something totally new to me. Mm-hmm. And just learning how to kind of open myself. I'm usually a very, very quiet, to myself type of person. And even in my line of work for fundraising, it's more about the other people than it is for me. And so to try to just have our lives be an open book. But one of the reasons that I agreed to do this, we got a lot of value. Okay, Brandon's like, I consider people who don't detect to be nerdy. So see, there we go.
I'm right there with you, Brandon. Right there with you.
But no, it's just, we found a lot of value to people that did what we're doing. They just share their experiences. You learn from them. Mm-hmm. And make themselves accessible to you. Yeah. So,
plus, it's a great way to document this change. We took a big step here.
Huge.
I mean, we left corporate level positions and said, we're buying an RV, we're heading out, and we're just going to do this. You know, so documenting this, just whether it's for us, whether it's for people who are looking at doing the same thing we're doing, whether it's our kids later on. My parents were crazy.
Or they are crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Check
we're
this out.
In first that we were, and we got better. They have no idea where this is going right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the exciting part about it, and it is, it was a big step to take, and who knows, we don't know how this will work out, but it just felt right. It felt right at the right time, and my mom always put things off until she retired. She said, when I retire, I'll get to do this. When I retire, I'll get to do that. And she passed away 2 months after she retired. And if nothing else, I know she wants me to do this.
Yeah.
She wants me to do it now.
Yeah, I agree. Joyce?
So, yeah, to Mom. I haven't even finished to read it, and I got teary-eyed. Look at that.
I love you, man. No, but no, I think this is thank God there were people willing to do what we're doing right now, because I don't think you or I would have really pulled the trigger had we not seen so many people doing it, so many people succeeding at living full time in the RV and heading out. There's so many things that we learned from people, and if one person comes to me and says, hey, you guys, you really helped me make the decision to pull the trigger, that'll be fantastic.
Well, here's the thing. It is so much more accessible, and I think easy to do it now than maybe even 5 years ago. Technology allows people to work from the road.
Yep.
Even if you don't have a position where you can work remotely, there are so many work camper positions.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
this whole lifestyle, I learned so many different things where there are companies such as Amazon or different things that you can go to and work for 2 months at a time, and you just kind of move around. And these work camps that you sign up for, they give you free parking, so you can have full hookups and pay to park. Or you can work at state parks and you get free hookups, and you work 2 or 3 hours a day.
I think you work a little bit longer than that, but I mean that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. I think you work 6 hours a day, 3 days a week at most of the state parks. There was a guy at Oak Mountain, remember, that checked us in? Mm-hmm. They were doing that, and he says they had already been there for about 2 months. He says, I think I'm going to stay another 3 months. I mean, there are a myriad of opportunities to make money out on the road.
Brandon said, if we didn't have my daughter, we would be on the road right now. It's weird that it took me until I turned 30 to really want to travel, and now that I can't, it's all I want to do. Meanwhile, I'll live vicariously through y'all.
Oh, we appreciate that.
You know what? And that's what we did. That's what we did when we first started getting into this. If you can't do it, just, live through other people's experiences, and with the technology that's out there today and on video.
And not only is it living vicariously, but it's really researching and studying and getting your knowledge base built so you can go and do that.
Learn from our mistakes, so when you get out, you are the wise one.
Yeah, you will have a lot of learning if you learn from our mistakes.
That makes me think about when we finally committed and we finally got it. And thankfully, I could just let you kind of be in that position, but when they gave us the trailer, it's like, okay, it's yours, drive it home. I was terrified. If I had to be behind the truck, it would still be sitting at the lot, because they didn't give us any training. They didn't offer, and if you've never towed anything, that's very daunting. So I give you a lot of kudos.
Well, it's my manly pride. Oh, I can do that. Inside, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to hit anything.
It's got to be I still haven't driven the trailer. I told Russ that maybe when we get back out west where there's a lot of flat ground,
go ahead, come on.
We're going to let Abby get down real quick.
Go ahead, get down. No,
she just wants to come over, I think.
All right.
She wants in.
Yeah, when you feel comfortable, you'll do it. There's no need to do it right now. I'm doing it, but sorry guys. But when you feel comfortable, you do it. And I don't want you to do it when you're not ready, because then you might make some mistakes.
Right. I think when we hit that nice flat Texas straightaway area again, and I know that there are great freeway pull-offs, that they have the system set up, that I can kind of get used to practicing.
Well, that's, and that's what we do. Even though the speed limit there is 75, 80 in some areas, we do 55 or 60 is the tops, and we stay in the right lane, you know, and that's something that took me a while to get used to, watching these cars pass us. I know when I was driving before, and I'd see these RVs, you know, these travel trailers doing 60 miles an hour in the right lane, I'd get irritated. You know, I'd be like, geez, it's not a semi, move it, buddy. But what they don't realize is we actually get more, because we're light and our truck is light, we get more play from the wind than a tractor trailer.
You know, and that's one of the things our dealer had even said, that the bigger rigs and the fifth wheels were a little bit easier in that regard.
Yeah.
But if anybody else is out there watching, you know, were you nervous when you first started towing things? How did you kind of get over that, or what type of environment did you start in? You know, when we went to that Camping World in Alabama, where they said, "Oh, we have a whole practice track and we teach you," I was like, "We didn't get that." Cool.
Yeah, no, they just gave us the keys and they said, "Good luck, everybody."
I mean, I wish we had that. Would have made me feel better. I probably would have gotten behind the wheel and tried it and gotten comfortable beforehand. So I think more dealers should.
I do too.
Do that.
I do too. When it's in a controlled environment like that, you're not going to be hitting anybody else. You're in this big parking lot, and if you're hitting stuff, it's cones. You know, that's definitely the way to do it.
Do they just want you to wreck it so that way you'll have to go back and buy a new one?
Possibly.
Is that it?
Possibly.
That's what I'm thinking it might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that would be one of my recommendations. I really like this set up like a sofa now. I'm getting used to this.
That'd be one of my recommendations. On to a different subject there.
Welcome to my brain. Hey, Barb Root said hi. Hi.
Hey, Barb. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now, where is Barb from? Do you remember?
I don't. Barb, where are you from?
I know we've got a lot of people in Georgia that watch us. Kate Lyons and Kathy Vanderbilt. They're from there. So, she's from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's beautiful country.
Little guy is from Pennsylvania. Do you have a little guy? Russ tends to be on Facebook more, so on that group. So forgive me if I'm not.
Yeah, I'm the Facebook prowler there. I'm all over Facebook. It's good to see Barb here. I've seen her comment on quite a few of our things. So to have her pop in here means a lot. Thank you, Barb. We really appreciate it.
You know, that's the one thing I do want to get to Pennsylvania. Oh, she's considering it.
Nice.
Well, I highly recommend it.
We do. You know, if you've been following us, you can see that we have had a couple of issues with the heat. But really, overall, it's a great little unit. I honestly think it's something we did with the heat. I think it's something that we're not understanding quite yet. But to be honest, we haven't even tried to fix it because the space heaters are so good.
I think overall, we've been nonstop, the two of us, the two dogs, well, one big dog and that, over 30 days now. And it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, we've done mooch docking, we've done campgrounds,
boondocking.
state park, boondocking. So, you know, we put it through a couple different things, and we brought it into the cold weather far earlier than I thought we would have. And yes, it takes a little bit of time to learn to maneuver within here.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, we call it the Teddy because this is Teddy. Our little guy Max is Teddy. So we've got the Teddy two-step tango. You move this way, 1, 2, 3. I'll move that way.
Here's the thing, the way I look at it. We were considering a Class B when we first started thinking it.
Yeah.
And then we stepped inside a Class B.
And we knew, no way.
And this has significantly more room than a Class B. So if you have tons of people living in vans and stuff like that, this is a lot more, but it's manageable.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot of, I mean, we have a lot of stuff stored within here.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, just the look and feel inside here. When we were looking...
That's the one thing. Okay, this is like a cult thing that the little guy Max thing is happening. We stop at gas stations, people will approach us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we stopped at that fire museum. Lady came running down from downstairs. Wynell was her name.
Okay, so it's not a good thing if you don't want people to approach you and talk to you.
Yeah. You got to kind of be open. And now when we travel, Carrie's got to keep this thing. The bed's made, everything's put away, because we know when we stop, people are coming. Can I take a look?
Yeah, so it's one of the very good things about having to keep up to date on it. Yeah, we do not pull out of a campground unless I have cleaned everything top to bottom. But that is nice, because then when we get to where we're going, everything's clean. You don't have to do any of that. We can just relax in our new environment and kind of explore where we're going.
And it does make it, it's kind of like coming home to a made bed, you know?
Well, the bed is made.
I know, but it's the analogy I'm using. You know, when we get done from a long day of driving and unhitching and hooking up, you walk in here and it's like, okay, everything's nice.
This would be my only suggestion. The mattress. Now, if you're only camping on weekends or something, I think the one that they give you would be fine. It's only like 6 inches.
Yeah.
And
it was comfortable when you and I tested it.
I guarantee you it wouldn't be. I would not be a happy camper
right now. Well, after 30 days,
but the benefit is you can fit a regular queen mattress in here. It's tricky.
Well, not even a regular, a pillow top.
Yeah, our bed is almost 14 inches high. Now, I've read other posts that people have put where they put memory foam. Memory foam, I think, would be fine.
Yeah,
but the gel ones, do not get a gel topper, because when the weather does get cold, that gel gets really hard.
It freezes, yeah.
So if you're going to do that, but we had an amazing brand new mattress that was only a year old, if that. So when we were looking for a camper, I said, whatever we get, that mattress has to fit in. It was tricky, but it does fit. Oh, we
wrestled with that thing. It was funny because when we were pulling it out to come in here, Carrie was it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit. And I kept saying, it'll fit, it'll fit, it'll fit. And then as soon as we get it in the door, now I'm like, oh boy, it's not going to fit, it's not going to fit. And Carrie's like, it'll fit, it'll fit, it'll fit. And then we
what I was thinking is, I'm not dragging this back in the house, I'm going to make it fit.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to. As soon as we got it wedged back into the to the bed area, it wasn't any longer, it'll fit, it'll fit. You were like, it will fit or else.
Or else. I had to pop open the back window, kind of crawl around it. 1 second, I thought I was going to get pinned underneath it. But that has made it perfect.
Yeah.
You know, I look forward to going to bed at night. It's really comfortable.
The only thing that scares me, and we have had issues with the heat, is that furnace hatch is in the bottom left-hand side. That might be kind of a pain to get into.
So if we have to access it.
Yeah,
Actually, it's better having it there because it's more towards the front than the back, because you could just kind of lift it up that way. If it were the other way, we would be in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we can just, push it up and then maybe stick something under there to hold it up while we're working on it. Hopefully that's not what it takes to fix the furnace. Yeah. I don't think so. I think the furnace will fire up next time we try it.
All right, well, we still have a few people watching, and we're going to get ready to kind of wrap it up now.
Okay.
But Sunday morning we'll have coffee.
Yes, please, if any of you are watching this after the fact, tune in. We're going to be doing this Sunday morning.
Oh, wait, Barb made a comment. She said, love all your videos and posts. So informative. We're definitely considering something teardrop size for long weekends and longer national park trips. Max was our favorite by far. Well, you have very good taste, Barb.
Yeah, well, thank you for the kind words, Barb. We appreciate it. Obviously, the little guy Max isn't the only choice. It was the best choice for us. It's a very personal purchase. Like we said in another one of our videos, definitely take the time to research and look. I think for about 6 weeks straight, you and I went down to 4 or 5 different RV lots and just walked through them all.
But you know what's really cool about this? And I don't know if Barb has seen it online yet, but this allows you to customize it a little bit more than the Tab 400s, which are comparable. I have seen so many cool redecorations in these things. People have painted them, put up new wallpaper, changed out the fabric. There's a lot of flexibility, so you could personalize it even more to that effect. That would be the fun part.
I'm really surprised you haven't dove into that more.
I know.
This is the woman who I would come home from work.
Okay, what's my favorite store?
Every other week. 1 second. Every other week, and the house would be completely changed, and that would be Home Depot.
Yeah, my favorite store is Home Depot.
Or Lowe's.
Or Lowe's. Yeah.
That should be my favorite store.
Who said we've ever done anything the traditional way?
That's true. That's true.
Oh, see, Barb's stalking Instagram and Facebook groups. Yep.
That's the way to do it. There's a lot of good information out there. You know, one thing I see from people, I don't know if, Barb, if you've ever owned an RV before or not. We hadn't. This is our first. It probably would have scared me had I got onto the Little Guy Max Facebook page at first, because you see all these, oh, there's problems here, there's problems here. But if you go into most of the other ones, there's always problems. There's a break-in period.
They went in tents before.
Nice.
So that's a big change for you.
We did a little bit of tent camping when we lived in Hawaii.
No, okay. There was one time we tried a tent. We were traveling from Nevada to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And we borrowed a friend's tent.
We should have practiced putting that together first.
And so we're in, I think, Montana.
Yeah.
At the time, we pull into a campground, and the temperature's dropping. It's starting to rain, and we're trying to put this thing together for a good hour. And it's getting colder and darker, and we couldn't figure out there were extra parts.
Yeah.
And, so I finally just gave up, walked into the main office. Thank goodness it was a KOA. I said, "Do you have any cabins left?" She's like, "I got one." So he didn't even know what I was doing. I walked back out. I told him, "We've got a key. Forget it. We're doing that." And thank goodness we did, because there was another family that was setting up a tent right next to us, a lot more successful at it.
Yeah.
But that night the temperatures really dipped down. It snowed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when we were getting packed up in the morning, the daughter came out and she said, "Do they have heat in the cabins?"
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
Yeah, we are not successful tenters.
No, we've tried. We had a couple. I think we were camping, 6 or 7 nights. There's Billy. And we got better at it before, but no, I think that night it was so cold, rainy, and miserable. We had to go get a cabin. So I was thankful that you did that.
Well, even though there's some setup, we don't have the automatic stabilizers and all the fancy gadgets. Mm-hmm. To me, the less mechanical things that you have in this, the fewer things that can go wrong. We don't have stretch.
Well, that was one of the reasons we went with a travel trailer versus a Class C or Class A, because we realized, okay, if we have to get something replaced here, maybe tops, we're talking $700. Where if you got a Class C and your transmission goes out or something with the motor, thousands of dollars. So yeah, and this is really simple to set up and hook up. We've got it down now. I think between the two of us, when we pull in to pulling in to being in here and relaxing, 30 minutes tops.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would improve that quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very easy to learn. Everything on here, if you're in Pennsylvania, Barb, I would definitely try to get to the Little Guy thing. We want to get there next summer.
Oh, man.
Oh, Brian Ermintrout said, "Good evening."
Oh, Brian, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good evening, Brian.
Brian's a metal detectorist. I think he's in Phoenix. Hey, I wanted to congratulate you, Brian, on your new job. He just graduated, I believe he just graduated from a welding certification course, and he got his first job as a welder now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
Definitely.
Hey, another excuse to have a drink.
Cheers, Brian.
I can't handle much more than this, otherwise I fall asleep, so we won't do that.
Yeah.
But, Phoenix must be so nice and warm.
Yes. We'll be passing through there, Brian. We're going to have to holler at you.
I miss warm.
Maybe let us know a good place to camp. We'll definitely be coming through your area. We're on our way down to Florida, and then from Florida we're going to be working our way back southwest to hit California sometime in the early spring, and then we're shooting up to Alaska. Yes, but we're coming through your area. At the very least, maybe you could give us some ideas of where to go. If not, I don't know, maybe you and I can get out and do some metal detecting together.
Well, you're not metal detecting in the summer.
No, that's why we're coming through there.
That's hot.
Through there in like March time frame, I bet.
Barb said, what kind of vacuum do you have or don't? The dog said, I keep it handy and close. This was not prompted, so I just use this. It's the Shark, and it's got the special pet attachment. You can pull that out and use it this way, and then you've also got this little
to get in the little nooks and crannies.
And if you go to our blog on our shop page, I have a link for that if you're interested in it. I love it. It charges, you plug it into charge, but then it's cordless and you can take it anywhere. It works great in the truck as well as in here. And we just bought a new little area rug, and it gets the pet hair up from there. Because trust me, they do shed.
So she's saying hers are awful.
Yeah, ours are pretty awful. You could make a coat out of Abby's hair that she sheds all the time. And then,
she's looking at us.
Oh, Brian said he just bought a new travel trailer.
Nice, Brian. Yeah, because when we got ours, Brian mentioned he and his wife were thinking about it. What'd you get, Brian?
Yeah, I'm curious. You know, that's the one thing. I mean, it's kind of like a bad addiction because even though we have this and I love this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I would not be.
Well.
We walked around a Camping World and walked
when we were in Alabama, we were just going there for parts, and we were like, oh, let's just go take a look. And we almost walked out, oh, maybe a Class C.
All right. Okay, there was one that just kind of really jumped out at me, and it was the one that, ingenious. So over by the kitchen sink area, they had a little cutout for you to put your trash. But the way you get your trash out is from the outside. They have a little panel door, just like, you know, your pass-throughs. Mm-hmm. So you just pull the trash out of there. I thought that was cute. Yeah. Everyone should have one like that.
Yeah, that's a very cool idea.
Oh, he got a big one. Well, big for us. 25-foot Keystone Hideout. We looked at those.
We did. Those are nice. Congratulations.
He can stretch out a little bit more. That'd be like yelling across.
If we had 25 feet,
I could get another dog.
Yeah, I know. We almost got another dog. We're at Cowboy Church, and the pastor saw how good Abby was, and he says, hey, I've got these Australian Shepherds. Were they? Border Collies.
Border Collies.
Border
they were
Collies.
The brown and white ones.
White ones. Oh.
Little freckles on the nose.
Yeah.
And Abby wants a friend to play with.
Yeah, well, 18 foot with 3 dogs, that's going to be tough. But,
Billy.
25 foot, yeah, you're right. We could definitely do that.
Billy's like, anything that keeps Abby busy away from her is fine.
Yeah.
They're out in it right now.
Oh, cool, man, cool. I imagine it's probably warmer since he's probably in the Arizona area than it is in Tennessee. We're coming by, man. So if you know of any good campgrounds in the Arizona area, let us know.
Definitely. Oh, Abby's trying to give us.
She's knocking on the bathroom door here.
Abby has this internal clock, and if we have not fed her by a certain time, she lets us know.
Yeah, it's dinner time.
She knows where the food is kept as well. We keep it right under the dinette seat. So
speaking about that, I think that you mentioned it. I can't take credit for it, but that would be one great mod or design if they had an outside
access panel
to this under the seat.
Storage thing. Yeah. I think that would be great.
Yeah, because now we've just got to take everything, the pads off.
They have a door so you can pull stuff out, but like some of the stuff, it's a big storage area, so I've got some stuff toward the back end of it, and you've got to pull everything out. If I could also access it from the outside, and I think that would be easy enough, since, look at me, I don't know how to build these things, but I think it would be easy enough. But I think we should probably wrap up now. We've got some hungry puppies.
Yeah. And we went a little bit longer than what we intended, but when there's great people to talk with, that's easy to do. Guys, please, we're doing this again next Friday night.
Every Friday night.
And we're going to have Sunday morning coffee with Carrie and Russ. That'll be this Sunday. We're doing it at 1 o'clock Eastern. So if you're available Sunday, please join us, and we'll see everybody then. And thank you so much. I think this was a success.
I do too. Thank you so much, guys. And if you have any questions, even offline, please feel free to get a hold of us.
Definitely. And where can they get a hold of us?
They can get a hold of us at theroadsweroam.com, on Twitter, Instagram.
Pinstagram.
Pinterest. And Twitter. And Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much any social media outlet, we're there.
You know, I've been doing this so well.
Thank you, Brandon. We definitely will. We definitely will.
Thank you,
All right,
Brian.
everybody. Good night.
Bye, Barb. Now we have to try to figure this out.